funk. Thoughts deep, boys steeped in the depths that he sunk. Big stress, depressed in the middle of fall. Sky gray, I late in the thick of it all. I wonder, how long can a human survive just staying alive or carrying the rest of the tribe? Waiting for the day to arrive or struggling dies, and I be doing way, way more than getting by. So why? Cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Realize life is so much more than just living a day. Every day I can sit and reflect and breathe and connect to myself and all that I've been given. See, giving up is not an option. So while I'm looking at gray skies, I'll be adopting a new way to deal with a test. Lord, relieve me of stress. The rain be looking like when blessings drop in. And so I got myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, here we go. Yeah, let's do this. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. In times of test, let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. In times of test, let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. Woo.
Salute everybody. Salute. Welcome to the podcast. My name is Urban. Appreciate you tuning into the stream on this Monday evening. Like I promised y'all, I have another TikTok series that we are going to do a reaction on. This series is called The Lies He Told. All right. So apparently, right after when Risa Tesla told her story, right, another TikToker decided to have a tell it all story as well too. So we're going to want to go ahead and review this story. It's about how many videos? It's about 20 videos of this particular story. All right, so we're going to cover as much as we can tonight. What is it, about 9:30? I think we can at least get through at least about 5 or 6 on the night. Yeah. So we're gonna cover that. I'm gonna give you my play by play perspective there. Also at the very end of the series, I'm gonna give you my overall perspective about what I have analyzed about the whole entire situation. All right. So without further ado, appreciate y'all want to tune in. Make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all come on into the house. Appreciate everyone who's on watching right now, who's on watch. Appreciate everyone who's participated in the chat. Appreciate everyone who's going to be catching the replay of this as well too. So without further ado, y'all, thank you for a thumbs up. And without further ado, here is the next TikTok series, The Lies He Told. Let's see what it's working with tonight, y'all. Let's go.
Hi, and welcome. I know I said earlier that this would be Who the Fuck Did I Get Married Season 2? But I want Miss Risa to get her flowers. So this series will be entitled The Lies He Told. Don't it sound like a Lifetime movie?
No, not really. But go ahead.
Yeah. So buckle your seatbelt, because this is going to be a ride. All right. On January 5th, 2020, I contacted a restaurant called Phil and Derek's here in Houston.
Phil and Derek's, okay.
My best friend at the time, remember, I'm not saying anybody's government or real name or nickname or what have you. My best friend Naya was in town for her birthday. Her birthday is January 5th. And we wanted to do brunch. We wanted to do Sunday Fun Day. We had an agenda that day, but we did not have any reservations at all. So I took it upon myself that morning to contact Phil and Derek's. And when I called, a gentleman answered the phone. Thanks for calling Phil and Derek's. This is Jared. How can I help you? I said, hi, Jared. My name is Jillian. I'm trying to call to see if I can make a reservation today for a party of 5. Jared says, oh, that's impossible, Miss Jillian. We don't have any reservations, like same day reservations. I mean, it's really busy on a Sunday. I said, man, come on. It's my best friend's birthday. She's just in town until, the morning, or it was like Tuesday or something. And I said, please, you sure you can't squeeze us in anywhere? He put me on a brief hold. He came back to the phone and he said, I got you.
Constant salute.
I said, bet, my dog. I appreciate that. And he said,
oh, Lord. Hold on. Right off the back, y'all. Right off the bat. Anytime a woman talk like a dude, that is an automatic red flag. Anytime a woman talk like a dude saying, bet, already, that's what's up, my nigga. Anything like that, bet, all that, automatic red flag. Nope. But let's continue.
he said, hey, but when you come, bring me a Powerade. I said, a Powerade? He said, yeah.
The fuck?
I said, what color you want? He said, blue. I said, bet. All right. So I round up all the girls.
She said, bet, all right. Nope.
It's 5 of us. Hop in the truck. We drive to Phil and Derek's. We get there, I think, around 1 o'clock. I think the reservation was for 1. We go in. Actually, we didn't go in. I hopped out at the valet. I think I was the last one to get out of the truck, but I had the blue Powerade in my hand. And I saw this man walk outside, and he was dressed as if he was a part of the staff at Phil and Derek's. And so I walk up to him and I said, are you Jared? And he says, yeah. He said, do we know each other? I said, Here your Powerade. And he was like, oh, you bought it. I said, yeah, I did. I said, I wasn't going to forget about you. So we broke contact. I go in, we get seated at the section, we eat, we laugh, we talk.
So hold up, real quick, y'all. Hold up. So she was gonna walk up to some random dude and ask him, is their name Jared? Of course, the person's gonna lie and say, yeah, that's me. You goofball. All right, go ahead.
Talk, we drink. A guy, fine ass man, walk up to me that was sitting at the bar. He was telling me his life story. Hey, baby, I work in the oil and gas field. I got that bread. I got this. I got that. And, I'm intrigued. I'm like, oh, okay, boo. Take me out. Do something with me. So Jared walks up and Jared says, hey, man, she already married. I look at my homegirls. I said, I'm married. I don't see no. I said, sir, I don't even know that man. I'm capping at this point, because of course I just brought you a Powerade, but we was in there for a couple of hours, and so he had spotted me from the side of the room talking to a whole nother man. So he comes over and he tells him that. So we leave Philanderix. We go to the address, we party. I'm in there, bottles, just us doing what we doing, celebrating a beautiful woman and making it another year. So my best friend leaves that Tuesday, and I eventually start to have a beeper. I go to the CVS Minute Clinic. I go in and I'm like, hey, I'm sick as a dog. I don't know what's going on. Y'all, what's going on? They check me. They say, well, you don't have influenza A or B. You don't have, pneumonia. They were just telling me I didn't have any of the normal stuff. But in 2020, nobody knew what the fuck COVID was. I had COVID. Because guess what?
So, okay, this is just my observation, all right? First observation, and I know, I know y'all gonna say something about this. What I'm gonna say, but I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room. Why is it with with these type of stories, right? The one with Risa, right, and now the one with Jillian, her story, right? Why is it that both of these stories pertains big women? Why do both of these stories pertain big women? I'm just kind of curious on that. Another observation: why both of these stories is started in 2020? Well, where you have to have C-19 in the timeline. Kind of curious about that too, but.
Your head came in from Dubai. Most people that were catching COVID at the very beginning, they was catching it from people that was coming from out the country. So, case in point, I was sick as a dog. I want to make it clear that I did not have Jared's number or any way to contact him after I left Philanderix that day. We didn't exchange numbers, any of that shit. I'm going to just put that out there. So, of course, it's going to be parts of the story that's going to make me really look dumb. I ain't going to lie. I done told y'all this before. This is a disclaimer. So, I'm sick as a dog.
And that's another thing, too. Rissa did the same thing. She put that disclaimer out there because she want the audience validation. That's what Jillian is doing as well, too. She wants y'all validation, so.
For a good 2 weeks. All right. One day, it fell on my heart to call Philanderix again. So I called up there and I said, hey, y'all got a manager there by the name of Jared? And they say, yeah. I said, he there? They said, no, he not here.
Wait a minute. She said it was on her heart to call the one restaurant again. What? it wasn't on your heart to call the restaurant. It was on your heart to call that dude because that dude intrigued you. But let's continue.
They said, is there a message that I could leave for him? I said, well, to be honest with you, I really want to leave a good review because he took care of us. He made sure that we had what we needed, yada, yada, yada.
I don't mean to keep stopping y'all, but it's kind of sounding weird a little bit. She could have just simply left a review on Yelp. Yelp would have sufficed with that type of restaurant because that restaurant is like a 4.5-star restaurant. So a Yelp review would have sufficed, but she just wanted to talk to this dude.
And so they said, okay, let me write your name and your number down, and I'm going to have one of the owners to call you back. So one of the owners did contact me back, like within the day. And just for this story, you know, her name is Maria. Maria contacts me and she says, hey, you know, I got your number and your name, and they told me that you want to make a review on one of our managers. And I say, yes, Jared was amazing. You know, I appreciate his customer service. We from Mississippi, so we know about being hospitable, and we just wanted to thank you and to thank him for just a lovely evening, a lovely, brunch or what have you.
Hey, here's another thing too. Now this is a straight stereotype, but I'm gonna say it. I also noticed that a lot of bigger women that's from the South, normally they come from the Crooked Letter state. I'm just saying. If they don't come from the Crooked Letter state, they most definitely come from Louisiana.
And she said, okay, I'm gonna definitely pass the message along. Thank you so much. We ended the call. I called back up there again. Because at that point, I was trying to figure out in my mind why that man had told that man that I was married. Where he get that shit from? He know something I don't know. So I called back. I called back up there. I said, hey, may I please speak to Jared? And the man said, hold on 1 second. Jared picked up the phone. Hello, this is Jared. I said, Jared, I don't know if you remember me, but this is Jillian, the one that brought you that Powerade 2 weeks ago. He said, yeah, man, what's up? I said, how you doing? He said, man, I'm good. We just busy, man. I said, that's cool. I'm not going to hold you too long. I said, but I have a question for you. I said, I don't know if you remember this, but that Sunday that I came in there, a young man was speaking to me, and you walked up and you told that man that I was married. I said, now, why would you do some shit like that? I said, I was really trying to get that man number. And that's me. I'm ignorant like this. So I asked the question. I said, why would you say something like that to him? He said, well, dudes come in here all the time and they be, on women, and women really don't be interested. So, I felt, I could come over there and kind of relieve you a little bit because I ain't really think you was feeling that nigga. I said, oh, okay. He said, but I got to get back to what I'm doing. Is there any way that I can get your number, or I can give you my number, and then, we can talk offline? I don't really want to be on these folks' phone. I said, oh, that's cool. He gave me his number. And so we started chit-chatting. We started talking. Maybe about a week later, that's when everything started to shut down here in Houston because of COVID. Now, part 2 is where it really gets going.
All right, so that is part 1. So far on part 1, she ended up meeting this dude at the restaurant named Jared. Jared is her manager of this 4.5-star restaurant. All right, so he ended up shooting his shot or whatever the case may be, and by him doing that, it intrigued her so much so that she wanted to call up to this dude's job and be ratchet as hell. He eventually getting her number, and we're fixing to find out what happened after that. All right, so we're ready to jump into part 2, but first, appreciate everybody on tuning into the stream. Make sure you hit that thumbs up while you're coming in. If you're able to share me out, I appreciate that a whole lot, because it do help the channel. So let's go with part 2. Let's see what old Julie had to say about part 2. All right.
Part 2 of the lies he told. So we exchanged phone numbers, And we immediately start texting. About a week later, that's when we find out that the city is on shutdown because of COVID. So our very first date, red flag number 1, because it's gonna be several, just so you know, it's going to be several. First red flag, hey, you know, if it's okay with you, I'm gonna be at work all day. Is it okay if I pull up on you? You know, we can do dinner at your house. You don't have to cook. You know, we can order a piece of something light, you know, something like that. And I said, okay, cool. My son, the only son that I had at the time, which for this series, his name is Walker. Walker was with his dad that day, so I had the house to myself. It had to be a Wednesday or a Thursday. So, I ordered the pizza, and he showed up. And so we sat, we talked, and we began to start having engaging conversations about who we were to one another, such as, hi, I'm Jill, I'm from Mississippi, I have 1 kid, yada, yada, yada. All right. When you initially have a conversation with someone, you don't expect them to give you any information that's not true, right? So this is how our conversation
San Jose, salute, welcome.
went. Jared tells me that he was originally from Louisiana. He was born and raised in Louisiana. His grandmother, you know, raised him. He had a daughter. He had been married before, and his ex-wife cheated on him. Ex-wife cheated on him. And she actually lives in Germany on a teaching job. He told me that he had a house with his ex-wife in Humble, Texas. He told me during this conversation, this is our very first initial conversation over pizza. He told
Before she continue, my second red flag is she actually allowed this dude to pull up at her house. So far, these are 2 women, right? Risa did this, and now Jillian doing the same exact thing, meeting the dude, allowed this dude immediate access to them. I don't know why these women are this desperate, but all right, go ahead.
He told me that his mother was a physician. He told me that his mother had him at such a young age that, of course, his grandmother had to raise him. Of course, that's believable. Of course. He told me that he went to culinary art school at the Arts Institute.
Also, let's talk about how this fool sitting up here doing a whole video while she driving. I mean, she's not cruising in, like, you know, that's a little area where the speed limit is low. She's literally around the freeway hitting like 70, having a full conversation. That is dangerous as hell. I ain't gonna lie. Don't do this, y'all.
He stated that he had 3 vehicles, that his credit score was amazingly high. And he also told me that his lease was about to be up at his apartment and he was getting ready to move out. And one last thing that he told me is that he used to play football. Not arena football, but he used to play football in high school. Okay. Also, in addition to going to the Arts Institute for Culinary Arts, he also said that he graduated from U of H, which is University of Houston,
UAH.
with a degree in hotel management. I believe he said hotel management. By him being in the restaurant business, I definitely believe that. Okay. As the time goes on, as the parts come, as they start to move, I'll be exposing most of it. And if I remember other things, I'll make sure to let you know. So, like I said before, this was our initial conversation with
Wait a minute, hold up. She just pulled up at her location. Dang, she was speeding like ain't nothing. God dang, what the hell?
one another. I told him, I said, wow, that is impressive. That's a lot. He also told me that he had, money in his savings and stuff. He's a great saver. He knows he's financially stable, things of that nature. Okay. I said, okay, cool. No problem. That's awesome. I said, so the 3 cars, where are the 3 cars at? I mean, I've only seen you in the Camaro. And he was like, yeah, I keep those other 2 at my mom's crib because, I live in an apartment complex. So, I don't want to have all my cars over there. Okay, bet. That's understandable. I got you. I said 3 cars. That's crazy. All right. So the night goes on. I'm not going to sit here and cap one night. If you follow me, you follow me. That was a one night. And that man never left my house. He went to work. He would come back the next day. He went to work. He would come back the next day. So during the time when I met him, he was driving a Camaro. One night, he picked me up from Prospect Park. I got an Uber there. He got off of work at Phil and Derek's, and then he came and scooped me up. I noticed on that night that he had a pink tag on his Camaro, and there was a name on the back, and the name said Cece. So that was weird to me because his name was Jared. So we go home, and I didn't bring it up or anything. So as time goes by, we basically shacking. But let me be clear. The first week that he started living with me, he was paying my bills. He paid my rent. He was buying groceries. He was doing for my son at the time.
Hey, Shinobi, welcome back. Welcome back.
He was most definitely paying my household bills. And I was pocketing all my money. Most definitely was. So one day he comes home and now he's in a Nissan Altima. And I said, what happened to the Camaro? He said, I'm letting it sit for a minute. I need to get some tires on it or what have you. I keep spinning out trying to come home. So, I'm going to just let it sit. So now,
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
I'm going to drive the Nissan. I said, okay, cool. I remember you saying you had a couple cars. I said, so what a Camaro at? He said, I got it sitting over at my mom's crib. I said, okay, cool. He says, so I really would like for you to meet my daughter. Now, he told me on one of our initial conversations that he goes and he sits at the grandmother's stop sign to get his daughter from school every day because her mother cannot do so. I said, wow, you pick up your kid every day? Like from the bus? He said, yeah, she's out there in Humble. So I drive out there to Humble, make sure she gets off the bus fine and everything. And then sometimes, I go and take her to get something to eat, and then I just run her back to her mom.
Well, why is that unusual? Because I do that with one of my kids every single day. I take my daughter up to the bus stop and drop her off so the bus could pick her up, and then in the evening, so I drive up to the bus stop and come pick her up. I don't know why that's unusual for y'all think a man to not do that. Yeah, we do that. But the one thing about it is that sometimes modern day women, they tend to be hateful and try to deny you access to your children. But believe me, if a man was very responsible of his children, yeah, he'd be doing all that. He'd be taking them to school and everything, doing homework and everything. You know what I'm saying? So uh, don't believe the stereotype about men, acting like, we do some absent fathers and stuff. Sometimes fathers don't be absent because we don't want to be a part of the children's life. Sometimes it be that old toxic baby mama that deny them access like that. So I'm just saying, but that's good.
But she's going to school in her grandmother's district. It never dawned on me to ask him why the grandmama can't get her off the bus. Never dawned on me. So I said, okay, cool. And so I noticed that he worked extremely long hours. And when I mean extremely long hours, I mean he would sometimes leave at 6 in the morning and he wouldn't be back till like 2 in the morning the next morning. When Phil and Derek's, they stay open till about 2, but he would say, no, we got inventory, babe. We doing this, we doing that. So of course, when you're in the restaurant business, I know, they have long hours. I do know that. So I ain't knock him. I ain't asked too many questions at the beginning because I was like, surely he working. He paying these bills. He working. I ain't worried about it. That's why I fucked up. I didn't ask shit. And I'm going to tell you now, when I get to part 3, you'll start to see the lies he told.
All right, part 3.
Part 3, the lies he told.
Uh-oh, she rocking that Beyonce hairstyle now. Got the wet hair going. All right, I see you, girl. Do your thing, girl. Shoot. I'm just saying, do your thing. All right, go ahead, Beyonce. Part 3. Tell us how this dude lying to you.
So, one day, I said, babe, since you're going to pick your daughter up, how about you bring her back to the house and we...
So, once again, here's another one of these women, right, who instantly falls head over heels in love with a dude that they just met within less than a month. She done upgraded this dude to base status now. All right, let's go.
We go get something to eat. I got Walker. Let's just go and get something to eat. He said, okay, let me hit her mom up. Let me make sure that's cool. I'm going to let you know something. So he calls me back about an hour later. He was like, babe, I'm bringing CC. Cool. So he brings CC to my townhouse at the time. And I say, all right, let's go to Toro hibachi spot around the corner, because my baby love hibachi, right? So Walker is excited to see this baby. However, CC is very quiet. She's very weird. And I hate to say this about a 7-year-old baby, but I know children, and I know when children are fearful. And this baby was scared. So I said, babe, does she talk? Like, is she okay? And he was like, yeah, babe, she just quiet. She quiet like a daddy. I said, okay. I said, that makes sense. So I said, baby, get whatever you want. I'm going to pay for it. Get whatever you want. Now, at this point in time, I did not know what I know now. So
question is, did she just meet his daughter or what? Because if she's just meeting her daughter, then of course there's gonna be naturally for the one daughter to act that way towards her, because that's her first love. You know what I'm saying? So even then, let's say for example they been dating for a month, it's gonna take a while for children to warm up to total strangers. All right, so I don't know about that one. But if her kid sitting up here warming up to him, then yeah, that's absolutely weird, because that's unusual behavior.
I'm embracing this baby because I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna be with this man, if we, having talks, because at this point we was having talks about a family. I said,
They already having talks about being a family. They haven't been together for 30 days yet.
I love kids. I'm accepting of her, you know. Hell, in my mind, I'm trying to figure out what size this baby wear in clothes. That's just the woman I am. So we all eating. I noticed that she not eating. I said, what's wrong with her? And why did she get steamed rice? And all of us got fried rice. He was like, she don't like fried rice. She don't like fried rice. She don't like a lot of stuff. I said, okay, so she picky. That's cool. We go and we take her to an apartment over by the mall. I never forget it. And we drop her off. The next morning, that nigga wake up in a rage. I'm in the bathroom. I didn't know what was going on. So I come out and I say, babe, what's wrong? You good? I'm thinking there's something going on at the job. He in a hurry. He, you know.
Wait, hold up. Am I missing something? Are they living together now? Or what? Are they living together? I'm confused. Okay.
He putting on clothes. I said, babe, what's wrong? He said, man, her mama come texting me talking about, you know, I lied to her talking about it was just going to be me and her going out to eat last night. And Cece went home and told her mama that I was out to eat with you and your son. And now it's the whole thing. And now she won't even let me see my daughter no fucking more. Man, I'm so tired of this shit. He throwing shit. And I said, man, wait a minute. Hold on. I said, now, woman to woman, I could holler at her for you know, like for you. You know, I can, you know, talk to her because maybe she is disrespected. She ain't met me yet. You know, don't bring nobody around my motherfucking baby if I don't know you, you know? And so he said, no, babe, that's bullshit. That bullshit.
Red flag number 3. Whenever a woman elevate their voice like that, they are automatically lying, bro. I kid you not. They lying like ain't nothing. Real quick, Shinobi, he said this. Shinobi said, everyone is in a hurry to live their lives or get in a relationship don't arise through force of will alone. And I 100% agree with you on that, for real. I 100% agree with you on that. It takes time. It takes a process for relationships to develop. And so far in this story, it seemed like this woman and unfortunately what appears to be another beta male simp is rushing. So quick to rush into a relationship without getting to know each other first. So,
You know, he going in. I said, okay. I said, I'm going to let you handle it. I said, but you got rights to your baby, right? Like, you able to see your baby because you told me you was on child support. Yeah, man, I'm on child support. I said, okay. Matter of fact, every time I look like that, just know it's something behind it when I look like that.
Now she's sitting up here dictating to the audience a certain look. The reason why she doing that to y'all, ladies and gentlemen, is because she is trying to use a form of manipulation to convey to y'all that she's being truthful. But once again, through her behavior, by her elevating her voice, she is lying, y'all. I know without a shadow that she is lying. Elevation of the voice and her body language immediately start changing. Like right now, she's doing all these hand gestures and stuff and looking off and doing all this weird stuff. This like lying like ain't nothing on this story. So, but come on with it.
I said, okay, well, you know, child support order, you get visitation rights. She can't deny you your baby, man. I said, and, you know, I understand that you still trying to get this baby your last name or whatever because of how the situation went down. Let me explain to you how he told me the situation went down of him finding out that Cece was his baby. He used to work at Buffalo Wild Wings for 12 years. That man said that a woman started working at Buffalo Wild Wings and she and him had a thing. She ended up getting pregnant, but he didn't know that she got pregnant because she left Buffalo Wild Wings before she got pregnant.
And here this fool go again, driving this car going like 70 miles per hour, talking on a video.
Obviously, they had a one-night stand. And he said 4 years later, she walks into Buffalo Wild Wings with his daughter and said, meet your daughter. This is your daughter. He claimed that they went and got swabbed, got a DNA test, and it was his baby. He said he is still working to get the baby last name his last name. But right now she got her mama last name. Okay, cool. Now before I met this baby, I said, let me see a picture of it.
The real thing, one thing real quick. Now, for us getting the one baby last night, right? He's not going to be able to do that. All right. The only way he's going to be able to get that baby last night if they are legally married. Okay. So by law, and plus they're in the state of Texas too. So by law, he won't be able to get that baby his last name because they're not legally married. All right. How the normal process goes is that the child last name will be of the mom's. Okay, so ain't nowhere around that. The only other exception to that rule, only if something were to happen to that mom, like say for example that mom were to pass away, or that mom end up surrendering her custodial rights of that child, then when that situation happens, then he could go and he could go in motion to get the one child last name changed to his last name. But other than that, it's not going to happen at all. Not in the state of Texas. Mo, salute, welcome.
Show me a picture of. I said, oh my gosh, she mixed. Damn. I said, okay, what she mixed with? He said she mixed with Mexican. I said, okay. I said, show me a picture of her mama.
I never been to Buffalo Wild Wings, neither. No, I'm lying, Constance. I have been to Buffalo Wild Wings. It's you know, you ain't missing nothing. I'll just put you that way.
He showed me a picture of the mother. But it's always a naiveness to their madness, because when he showed me her page, it was her Facebook page. And I always remember names. I'm going to remember names, numbers, street numbers, all that shit. I'm going to remember all of that. So I remembered her name. So by this time, I said, okay, well, you know, let me know if there's anything that I can do to help you. Let me know. Another thing about Jared is he never wanted me to meet his family. He would always say, my mama work all the time. She ain't never, ever, you know, available. And if she is, she in third world partying with her little hood friends. He would say shit like that. Then he said his daddy wasn't in his life. So, because he was in and out of prison all the time. And his grandmama raised him. So, you know, he didn't really know what his daddy was. I said, okay. Out of the blue one day, he got in contact with his daddy. And he said, babe, you want to meet my dad? Absolutely. Absolutely, I want to meet your father. We went to go meet his daddy. I took pictures with his daddy. Matter of fact, I had this same dress on when I met his daddy. Sure did. By this time, mind you, this was maybe 3 or 4 weeks after I had met his daughter. I said,
and I also want y'all to keep in mind with the timeline too. Now, she said that this particular event is happening during pre-COVID, well, actually, COVID, I call it COVID level 1, all right? That's when everything started getting shut down. They started having everybody, mandating everybody to be locked in place and all the stuff there. And on top of that, she said that she had a COVID at one point in time too. So keep in mind, she's saying all that, but she going around meeting, still going out there doing all this weird stuff. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So far, it does seem like this story is far-fetched. Seem like she was lying on this story. If you're going to tell a story and you know you're going to lie about it, at least be consistent in what you said, so people like me won't be analyzing your butt and picking up on all the details. But go ahead, continue.
I said, hey, we got something to tell you. He needed to see his daddy because he wanted to tell his daddy that he had a baby on the way.
Then another thing too, she said out of everyone of his family, right? She said that he wanted her to meet his father. The father that he said that was a deadbeat dad. Now, based on human emotions, right? If a dude have not met his deadbeat dad, right, he's not going to necessarily invite his girl to meet him first. He is going to make that initial contact with him because 9 times out of 10, that dude is going to have a lot of questions that he want to ask. He going to ask, well, why you wasn't in my life and all the stuff there. And he know that conversation could go either way. You know what I'm saying? Where it be to a point where he'd be like, I don't want to have nothing to deal with you. You wasn't in my life. Forget you. So I find that weird too.
Whole time that we was there, I ain't never said shit about the daughter that I had met. Never said nothing because we was too excited about our new baby that we were about to have. He said, man, you gonna go on put a ring on it and everything. And he told me, hell yeah, this my wife now, shit. Okay. So his dad started calling and checking up on his new daughter-in-law.
What?
He called me one day.
What? What? Where's my what bud in there? Where's it at?
What? What?
How in the hell did he get your number? How in the hell did his dad get your number? So you gave your number to him, or he gave your number to him?
He said, hey, baby, how you doing? I said, Pop, I'm good. I said, everything going well. We got a doctor's appointment set up after we leave Mississippi, because at this point, I'm finna take homeboy to go see my folks in Mississippi, because at this point, you got to meet Mr. Daddy. You got to meet my daddy, okay? And he was like, okay. I said, and speaking of, I forgot to tell you when I saw you that I had met your other beautiful granddaughter. He said, Chucky daughter? I said, Chucky? He said, yeah, my daughter Chucky. I said, no, not Jared, sister. I said, Jared baby. He said, Jared baby? I said, yeah, Jared daughter, CC, man, stop playing. He said, Jared ain't got no motherfucking kids. I said, man, Jared has a 7-year-old daughter. Maybe you confused because, you've been in and out and stuff. And he said, I ain't been in and out that damn long. And to be honest with you, he said, I'm going to just tell you this. My nephew told me when I was locked up that Jared is a stone cold liar. He said, so I'm going to tell you right now, ain't no way in the world Jared would have had a baby without telling his mama or me. Ain't no way he would have done that. He said, have you talked to his mama? I said, I ain't never met his mama. He said, exactly. Now, I got to go to church, but part 4 will be coming tonight. Stay tuned.
Oh, goodness gracious. She ended up saying that she got to go to church. Oh, my goodness. All right, so far we are in another situation to where this woman ended up instantly falling head over heels in love with a dude that she barely know. Appeared that not only this dude is a beta male, but this dude is a pookie beta male as well too. And all this other stuff that's happening where she ended up getting the number and talking to his dude that I don't. What for?
Okay, guys. Thank y'all so much for allowing me to go to church.
Oh, my bad. This is gonna be a filler episode. All right. Let's see what she got to say about the filler episode. Maybe she's gonna clarify all that line she was doing on the first 3 parts that I caught her in.
Jesus. All right. I'm gonna dial this thing back. You guys have a lot of valid questions, and I know that I left a lot of things out, but I did not do it intentionally because.
Why do they say that? Risa said the same exact thing on her videos. I know I left a lot of things out, and I just want to give clarity on it. I know y'all got a lot of questions. Line like these women here is something else.
Because I'm sitting around here trying to give y'all a low-level overview of my story when I really supposed to be giving y'all every specific detail. And I apologize for that. So let's get back to it. At the very beginning, I told you guys that the brunch occurred on January 5th of 2020. After the brunch, I got extremely sick. My best friend left that Tuesday. By that Wednesday or by that Tuesday night, I was already running a fever. Went to the minute clinic, They told me, hey, it ain't the flu, none of that stuff or whatever. Nobody at this time knew about COVID. Okay. I'm
You said that.
almost deathly ill on the couch for a good 2 weeks. My kid wasn't here with me or anything, so I was basically trying to fend for myself. I started feeling a little bit better closer to maybe the end of January. I remember where I was. I remember making the phone call to Phil and Derek's and asking for him and to say, hey, I want to put in a good review on him. Then I remember getting the call back from the owner or the co-owner. And she told me, hey, we appreciate that. Boom, boom, boom.
So she basically was talking to this dude while she still had COVID, at least recovered for COVID, because you can't during that time, the turnaround time for recovering for COVID was almost what that they said 14 days at that time. Yeah, no. Initially, they had raised it up to 21 days at that time to recover for COVID. Then eventually it started dropping to 14 days. Then it finally dropped to a week. All right, so
I called back shortly after. This was not in the same day, guys, but I called back shortly after. And I got his number. I'm not going to say that it was the same night, but it was shortly after. He said, hey, I'm working like crazy. Let me come to your house. We're going to order pizza. We're going to talk it out. And that's what happened. Every day after that night, he did not leave my townhome, meaning that he would go to work and he would come back. Okay.
so she just met this dude, had C-19 COVID. Invite this dude over to her house, knowing good well she's sick as hell, to have pizza. Then after that, that dude came over every single day. Mm-mm-mm. Modern day women, what are y'all? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
Okay. That one nighter did produce a little beautiful 3-year-old. It did. Okay. I just want to make that clear. I'm really not too concerned about the dates right now or the months or whatever, because I'm trying to make sure that I give you guys this high level overview so there won't be any discrepancies in the story, because I am telling 100% truth on this shit. Can't even sit here and make this up.
Anytime a person have to revalidate that they telling the truth, that means that they're lying like it ain't nothing. I'm telling y'all, this woman, she so far this first 3 parts it's a lie. It's just a story that she making up because she want to be just like Risa. Now the thing about Risa is that I know that Risa was lying on her story, but I didn't care because she was telling a great story. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care, but when you sit up here trying to replicate that, right? It sit up here trying to tell your audience that yeah, this is what really happened. I want y'all to believe it. You got to believe me. That that led me to believe that you're lying.
When I met the daughter in February. We went out for hibachi because someone commented and said, well, the shutdown didn't happen until March, sis. Cool. I appreciate that. Because, see, the shutdown for me happened when I didn't go back to work after I got sick. Okay, so
it doesn't matter about you going back to work. When they made a federal law for the whole entire state of Texas to be shut down, that's what it was. Period.
Houston shutdown probably happened in March. But at some point when people started getting sick early or mid-February or early or late March, or late February, Phil and Derek's was doing like small capacity. Like you couldn't go in there and do brunch on the Sunday like we normally do. And, the DJ in there, that shit wasn't happening. So like I said again, I will probably be off about the dates. I apologize about that. We took the daughter to eat. And then shortly after I met his daughter, I met his dad. Okay. I met the dad in February. All right. When I met the dad, I knew when I met him that I was pregnant. When I met the daughter, I did not know that I was pregnant.
Wait a minute. What the? So she was pregnant now? What did she say that? Did y'all hear her say that in the other parts? Because I sure didn't hear that. So what? No. Oh.
Okay. So, with that being said, I want to start part 4, but I also want to clarify something else that I did not tell you guys. I met his dad in the latter part of February, but on February 28th, he proposed to me on the side of the bed. There was no, exotic engagement or whatever, like, hey, will you marry me? You're about to.
Hey, he took a play out of my playbook. Salute to proposing on the side of the bed. That's the best place in the world to propose, y'all. I ain't lying. Salute to that one.
To have my child, I want this for life with you. This is for lifers. All that shit. Yes. Okay. I said yes. I remember going to the nail shop that day. Facebook blowing up, Instagram blowing up. Yeah, she getting married, yada, yada, yada. I remember all of that. Okay. So now we're going to enter into how the rest of the conversation went with Dad. But we're also going to tap into another thing, because now I am going to talk to you about the ex-wife and the story about that.
Let's go. Part
4 of the lies that he told. So I quickly get off the phone with his daddy, and I remembered that I saw the girl's Facebook page, the alleged baby mama. So I go to her Facebook page and I start stalking. I did find a picture of Cece on her page, and there was a comment.
This is why I tell y'all to protect y'all social media. Y'all need to private them up. You don't need to have your social media public for everybody to see your page. I'm going to say this time and time again. Just don't do it at all, because you don't never know what type of people you're going to get, such as her. I'm just saying.
That was on that girl's picture, and it was from an older African-American woman. That lady commented and said, "Look at Granny's baby." The woman had Cece's last name, and the mom had Cece's last name. So at that time, I knew, ain't no way this could be this boy's biological baby. I waited for him to come home, and I said, "Jared, I have a question for you, and please believe me that if I ask you a question, I already know the answer to it, so please don't lie to me." I said, "Is Cece your biological kid?" That boy looked at me and he said, yeah, that's my baby. I already told you about, the Buffalo Wild Wings." I said, "I hear you." I said, "But let me tell you what I found out today. Today, I contacted your father, and we had a conversation. And that conversation went a little bit about him asking how I was doing. And also, I told him that I had met Cece and he had no idea who Cece was. He told me that you don't have any children, Jared. So, are you going to be honest, or I need you to tell me what's going on?" That man looked at me and he said, "That ain't my baby." He said, "But I was with her mom for some time, and I was about to get ready to try and help raise her because her dad is in jail. Her mom is still legally married to the father of that child. And I got so close to her and her baby that I told her that I would take responsibility as a man to help her raise her baby." And I looked at that man and I said, "So you mean to tell me that you went and picked up another man's baby and claimed that child as your own and brought it to this situation? And why would you do that? Why would you do that?" I mean, because, I said, "But you also told me that you was on child support. So that was a lie too? Like, you're not on child support? I give her, I pay half of her rent." I said, "You pay half of her rent?" You pay half of this woman's rent, Jared.
What?
Yeah, you know, I'm doing the best that I can to try to help her. Y'all, all of that was a lie. That man was not paying nobody's half rent. He was not doing that. He was not doing that. So that was the very first lie that I found out quickly. But as this series progresses, you will find out how many lies this man has told me. And they don't stop there. Part 5 coming up.
All right, part 5 coming up. So I'm gonna say the same thing to her as I said to Risa. If you know right off the bat that this dude is resembling beta male energy, you know right off the bat that this dude is resembling some type of toxic trait, why not leave the relationship? Why not leave? But she just told us that she's now pregnant with this dude's child. But even then, if that be the case, why not leave the relationship? Because you really don't have no full soul ties with this dude. And on top of that, I hate to be the dude to say this, but even though that she found out that she's pregnant, she could always term that baby. I'm just saying. I'm not a full advocate on I'm about pro life, but there's certain situations that I believe that a woman should absolutely have the right to term that child, you know, in certain situations. I believe that if she don't want to keep this child and she wanted to sever that connection from this dude right then and there, that's what she should have did right then and there, to be real about it. But she decided to invest into this relationship. But let's go.
Part 5 of the lies he told. So time progresses. We ended up going to Mississippi. He definitely meets my family. We go to pick.
She take this dude to Mississippi to meet the family, even though this dude lied to her about something like that. And to meet the family too.
Piccadilly. He tells my parents at Piccadilly, like, oh yeah, you know, I used to be a very big dude, and I'm not gonna lie, that man was heavy, over 350 pounds easy. Now he's about 186 in current time, 186 pounds. So he was telling them about how he got weight loss surgery done, how he's been able to maintain it, because believe it or not, the boy could not eat a full Lunchable. So I knew he had some type of gastric sleeve or something like that. He told them the same things that he told me on the very first night. How he was raised in Louisiana, how, you know, his grandmother, you know, helped raise him, and that was his mom, until he found out that, you know, later on down the line that his real mama was his alleged sister, which she was there his entire life, from my understanding. And he just went down the line and he was telling them everything that he had told me. On the way back from Mississippi, we came the Beltway, so we passed through the Atascocita Humble area. He said, babe, you want me to take you over there to where me and my ex-wife used to live? I said, you talking about like your old house? He was like, yeah, because I know at some point we probably going to be looking for houses, so I kind of want to show you the house that we stayed in, because I want a much bigger house this time. I said, okay, that's cool.
What?
We drive into a subdivision, and we landed on a random street. Now, after the whole baby situation with Cece, I left a part out about Cece, but I'll get back to that. We go down a random street, and he points out to a house, and he said, babe, that's the house that we used to have. Now, I want to tell you guys the story about the ex-wife and the situation with him.
What?
He told me.
Hold on, real quick, y'all. Me as a man, I would never, ever, 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 ever would take my current woman to my ex house. I don't care if it's my ex wife. I don't care if it's my ex girlfriend. I don't care if it's my ex high school sweetheart. I don't care if it's Mega Man X. I would never take them to see their house. Like for what? Why I need to do that for? That's goofy. That's straight up beta male energy right there. But
Part 4 of the lies that.
my bad.
Okay, guys. Thank y'all so much.
My bad.
Part 4 of the lies that he told. So I quickly get off the phone with his daddy, and I remembered that I saw the girl's Facebook page, the alleged baby, and the mom had CC's last name. My baby, I already told you about, the Buffalo Wild Wings. I said, I hear you. I said, but let me tell you what I found out today. Today, I contacted your father, and he said, that ain't my baby. He said, but why would you do that? Well, that was the very first lie that I.
Okay, we're in part 5. My bad.
Part 5.
I was just flabbergasted with this.
He was working out of town because he was training for different Buffalo Wild Wing restaurants that were.
Okay, let's go back.
And the situation with them.
Vision. Go back.
And we landed on a random street. Now, after the whole baby situation with CC, I left a part out about CC, but I'll get back to that. We go down a random street, and he points out to a house, and he said, babe, that's the house that we used to have. Now, I want to tell you guys the story about the ex-wife and the situation with them. He told me, remember in one of those parts, I told you that he said that the wife cheated on him when they were married. So the storyline about the ex-wife is that he was working out of town because he was training for different Buffalo Wild Wing restaurants that were up and coming in different local cities like Austin, San Antonio, Dallas. He's doing that. He claims that the man next door was sleeping around with his ex-wife, and he came home one day, unexpected. His wife was home from work. She was not expecting him to be home. He told me that that man next door was sitting on his couch.
Why does this story sound the same as Risa's story?
On Jared's couch, holding his remote, watching his TV, butt ass naked. This man told me that they got into a tussle. The next door neighbor tried running out of the front door, and he ends up shooting him in the leg. I asked Jared.
Wait a minute, hold up. So you mean to tell me that this dude Jared had wrestled a grown butt ass naked man? And then how did he shoot him? Where did the gun come into play in this?
Did he go to jail for that? And he told the officers that it was self-defense, and they let him off. He did not do any jail time because of that, because the man was technically in his home. I believed that story. I did, guys. I believed it, and I know it makes me look like a fucking fool, but I did. I believed it. I really believed that that woman cheated on him, and he shot that next door neighbor in the leg. I really did.
Butt naked.
We pull off that street, and we head home. Before we could make it home, I was on my phone on Harris County Appraisal District. I was smart enough this time. I'm dumb about a lot of shit that's gonna occur on this series. But I was smart enough to get the house number, the name of the street, subdivision, all of that. I punched it into HCAD, property search. The same owners have been owning that house since 2011, since that lot was sold, since the bricks was put on that motherfucker. It was already there. Nobody, no other couple had that house. I did a little bit more deeper research. I took the owner's name and I plugged it in Facebook. I got to the point where I searched so hard and so long that not only did I find the owners of that house on Facebook, I found the picture of when they posted on Facebook that the lot was sold, and they was standing there where there was foundation still on that motherfucking lot. The house ain't even been built. They were a newlywed Caucasian couple. And that was not a picture of Jared and his ex-wife. We made it home. I got out that car. I came upstairs. I got in that bed and I put my head to the back of that headboard. And he said, "Babe, you feeling okay?" Because mind you, I'm pregnant. And I looked at him and I said, "I have a question about that house." So, with that house, when you moved there, he told me. I said, "You moved there, it's on so-and-so date." I said, "And you and your ex-wife used to live there?" "Yeah, babe, that's where we lived." I said, "Okay." I said, "So who is Ashley and Justin?" He said, "I don't know Ashley and Justin." I said, "Because Ashley and Justin been owning that house since 2011. He said, "Babe, where you get that from?" I said, "Because this HCAD." And I turned the phone around. I said, "Because this is HCAD. You never owned that fucking house. So who is Ashley and Justin if they're the owners of the house?" That man told me, "Babe, man, I don't even want to tell you this." I said, "Tell me what?" "All right, man. When me and my ex-wife split, Ashley and Justin let me crash in their garage. They got their garage set up like a man cave. And to be honest with you, babe, you saw the boxes in the garage when we passed through there. That's actually where I stored my shit at." I said, "Jared, I don't even believe that you know Ashley and Justin." He said, "Babe, I used to work with Justin at Buffalo Wild." Again, this another Buffalo Wild Wings. I said, "Jared, yeah. I don't know how much more of this I could take. Babe, I promise you. I promise you ain't lying." I said, "Okay, cool." He got so upset and so angry because I kept saying, "All right, cool. All right, cool. Don't even worry about it. Okay, cool." He kept getting so angry that he ended up storming out of that house and he was gone for hours. I have no clue where he went. So now that we have talked about the supposed house that they lived in, let me get to the part about the ex-wife. So I asked him, I said,
So we been waiting on the part about the ex-wife for like 8 minutes, so you still really haven't told us that. All you told us was just about the house that he lied about. But all right, go ahead, because you got 1 minute to sum this up.
"And you say that you got married when?" He told me a date.
Let me back this up a little bit.
I said, "Okay, cool." He got so upset and so angry because I kept saying, "All right, cool. All right, cool. Don't even worry about it. Okay, cool." He kept getting so angry that he ended up storming out of that house and he was gone for hours. I have no clue where he went. So now that we have talked about the supposed house that they lived in, let me get to the part about the ex-wife. So I asked him, I said, "And you say that you got married when?" He told me a date. Might have been 2015, 2016. I said, "And you said her name was Pierce Wood." He told me her last name. We're going to say it's Pierce Williams. I said, "Why ain't no divorce decree for you and Pierce?" He said, "We got married in Louisiana." I said, "Oh, okay, y'all got married in Louisiana." I said, "Okay."
So the question y'all should be asking yourself is, when did she have this conversation? Because keep in mind, she just said a few moments ago that she had pissed this dude off so much so that he stormed out the house and he was gone for hours. She never said when he came back. So all of a sudden, she's sitting up here having this brand new um, conversation with this invisible person that's allegedly Jared. All right, bet. And damn, I caught her looking ugly as hell. I need to want to screenshot that.
I ain't checked Louisiana. He said, oh yeah, if you check the records, they there. I said, okay, bet. I'm going to check them. I'm a damn sure check them. He said, why are you asking me all of these questions? I said, because you done lied about having a daughter. You done lied about the house. Now, if you do have an ex-wife, I really kind of want to know now what really happened with y'all, because ain't no way in the fuck you done shot somebody. Ain't no way you done shot nobody. So now, let's move into the ex-wife story. Part
All right, part
Part
six.
6, the lies he told. So before I found out about all of the lies, he explained to me about how he met his ex-wife. He told me that him and his ex-wife, they met in high school. They were actually high school sweethearts, went to prom together, the whole nine. They had been together for years. He told me that shortly after they graduated, they decided to go ahead and get married down in Louisiana. And he told me that him and her were unable to ever conceive a child due to the fact that he was very obese in the earlier part of his life and also up until around
When did he say all this? Oh, okay.
the age of 28, because he did tell me that he got the gastric sleeve surgery. He told me that it was impossible for him to have kids. His stuff just didn't work. And I said, wow, that's crazy. He said, and to be honest with you, it is so crazy that you got pregnant by me, because I didn't ever think I would be able to have kids. I said, well, I mean, you done lost a lot of weight, babe. Like, I'm trying to be encouraging. I'm trying to let him know, like, hey, you're not big no more. Because at that point, I saw that there was a lot of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Low self-esteem there.
Insecurities.
So I was like, I
Insecurities.
don't want you to start feeling insecure about yourself. It's okay. So we move on. He talks to me about the whole story, about what I said in part 5, about how he caught her cheating with the man, yada, 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 So as I have now currently found out that he was never married, I approach him about it. I say, hey, I could not find a divorce decree or marriage license for you and your ex-wife. I said, so of course I have told you this before, and I'm going to tell you this again.
So it amazes me that both of these women is doing all this hellified detective work, boy. Mm-mm-mm.
If I ask you a question, I already know the answer to it. So you might as well go ahead and let me know. Have you ever been married in your life? That man looked at me like he always do. And he sat with that shit. And he said, yeah, we got married. Yeah, babe, I told you I was married. I said, okay, cool.
This dude, he also should be able to pick up on the pattern now, because every time when she look at him and lead out something with a question that they done already talked about, that should let him know right off the bat that she knows something. And so right off the bat, he should be like, you nah.
All right, cool. So once again, I had to tell him, I talked to your daddy. Your daddy said you ain't never been married to Paris. He had to flip that shit so quick. He said, I don't really want you talking to my daddy. I said, and why is that? He said, because my daddy lie a lot. Go figure. I said, okay. He said, of course my daddy ain't gonna tell you
Side
about
Pass,
Paris,
what's up?
because I caught him trying to fuck Paris at a house party. I said,
What?
do what? He said, yeah, the nigga trying to fuck his own daughter-in-law. I said, come on, bruh. He said, man, my daddy get high, he get drunk, he get fucked up, and to be honest with you, he will try to fuck you too. I'ma just be honest. And I said, no, I don't get that from Pop. I don't get that from Pop. Now, I do understand that people have a past. There may have been times where his daddy may have gotten a little too loose in certain situations, but I did not believe that his daddy tried to hit on the ex-girlfriend. And at this time, you know, he was saying his ex-wife. I did not believe that. So I ended up finding Paris on Facebook. I did not approach her. I did not communicate with her at all. But I did go to her Facebook page, and I did notice that she was currently still living in Houston, Texas. She did have...
Let me do a quick filler episode too before she continue. All right. Let me tell y'all my story, okay? Since everybody having these coming out the closet, tell it all stories. Let me tell y'all a story, all right? My story goes as this. Mississippi women is crazy as hell. Once again, Mississippi women is crazy as hell. Fellas, for the love of God, do not date a Mississippi woman. Do not have sex with a Mississippi woman. Don't even procreate with a Mississippi woman, because them women is crazy as hell, for real. I kid you not. The reason why, because I had dated a Mississippi woman a long time ago. And that was like the worst dating experience I ever had, because them women is crazy as hell. Just as what was she saying, she doing, you know what I'm saying, doing all this detective work, Facebook stalking exes and doing all this stuff. That Mississippi woman was doing the same thing with me. Even though I was telling the truth for all my stuff, but still, she did the same thing to me. Stalking Facebook pages, all kind of stuff, all kind of stupid stuff. They are overly possessive. They're very protective. They're very, very, very combative too. Very combative. So that's why I say leave them Mississippi women alone, because they as crazy as hell. Just leave them alone. But the only good advantage about a crooked letter woman is that they know how to cook like ain't nothing. Y'all man say they know how to cook for real. Them type of women, they could put some foot up in some food. But other than that, you just have to deal with that crazy narcissistic behavior, because I don't know why it's like that, but it is like that. They're like other dudes, right, that I had talked to. I like say, bro, you ever want to date a crooked letter woman before? Like, yeah, bro. Like, man, tell me about your experience, man. This is literally where that bitch crazy as hell. I like, shoot, who you telling? The Mississippi women crazy as hell. So, fellas, do not date a Mississippi woman. Don't date it. You're better off dating a Louisiana woman than a Mississippi woman. And Louisiana woman is crazy too, but they're not on the level of crazy as them crooked letter women. Them crooked letter women, don't do it. Just don't do it. You better off dating a woman who stays in Brooklyn or the Bronx or Queens. You better off dating them type of women than dating a woman from crooked letter, Mississippi State, for real, because them women are off the chain, for real. I ain't lying. So stay away. Stay away from them women. I'm just saying, y'all. But let's continue.
Have on her profile that she was single. There were no pictures of her and Jared. She was currently in Houston. Like, there were pictures of her at different places in Houston. Different places. She was not in Germany. She was not in Germany. Not at all. And she does not even look like the type that would even be a teacher. I really don't know what her profession is, but she did not look like that type. So he said, and speaking of Paris, she was at my job 2 weeks ago. I said, at your job doing what? He said, she was up there with her homegirls. I said, but I thought you told me that she lived in Germany. He said, man, she told me that she was back for a couple of weeks. He's still lying. Still fucking lying. I said, he here for a couple weeks. If she here for a couple weeks, I said, that doesn't even make sense, Jared. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. So, in all, I did get him to admit to me that he had never been married. He ain't never had no kids, and he never did live in that house. I did get him to admit that. And I also told him, I said, Jared, I do know that you were born in said hospital at said time and said date. I said, so.
Not her pulling up his hospital records too. Should have pulled up his birth certificate and everything. God dang. That's why I tell y'all, hey, protect your identity for real. Let's go on there. Everything I told you, how the way you could do that, protect your digital footprint. Please follow that, because when you have crazy people like this, they gonna do this crazy stuff, right?
Right now, this is the time where we really stop the lies, because for whatever reason, you have a problem. And I'm not the type of woman that you have to lie to, because I would have liked you regardless without the lies. Now, granted, people, I do know that there were several red flags before we got here. I already know this. In the back of my head, I knew that I didn't want to be a woman with two baby dads. I ain't want that for my life. So I tried working with him through it.
Anytime when I hear a woman and a man say this, right, I know that they lying like ain't nothing for real. Because if that be the case, you wouldn't be irresponsible like that. You wouldn't allow this dude to ejaculate inside of you to create a child. And on the flip side, the dude would be strapped up so he won't be able to do that. So all that stuff is that, well, I wasn't anticipated on doing that. That is a lie. Y'all plant that. That's something y'all wanted to do for whatever reason. Why? Maybe you wanted to get the feel of it all, or you wanted to be pregnant. Whatever the case might be. Even on her part, she should have been taking birth control pills or something. She already had one child. Why she need another one? So she could have been taking birth control. She could have got the UV ring in, whatever you call that in there. She could have did all kind of stuff. She could have got the tubes tied and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So miss me on that little lie.
On the next part, I will tell you about how we tried to do counseling, premarital counseling, and how they went. Part 7, the lies he told. So now we're moving into that place where we really need to do premarital counseling. And honestly, we need to do.
Oh, goodness. So, throughout these first 7 episodes, she found out that this dude been lying to her. I want to call this dude a pathological liar. I wouldn't call him that. I would call him more of a compulsive liar than a pathological liar. But even then, he sit up here lying to her, right? So the only type of soul tie connection that y'all currently have is that she's pregnant. So just like I said, that if you know that this dude is becoming toxic towards you, why not exit out of the relationship? Why stay in it? That doesn't make any sense to me for you to do that. Unless you resemble the same behavior where I said what Risa was doing, where you met this dude for the first time and he just captivates you so much so where you end up falling head over heels in love with him, developing this this possessive love disorder, just like Risa. That's the only thing I could think of for this foolishness, but go ahead.
Do personal counseling. He needs his own therapist. I need my own therapist. And I told him, I said, I am willing to walk and to work with you through anything, but you cannot continue to keep lying to me. You cannot keep doing this. I told him that I was unaware if he had been lying his entire life, but I know that I am going to continue praying for you. I still wanted to be married. I still desired to be married so badly. And I stuck with that man through premarital counseling, through all of that. So we started going through counseling. And I'm not going to lie, the lady handled the both of us with a lot of grace. She triggered a lot of demons within part
My bad,
8,
y'all.
the
My bad, y'all.
part
Sorry. I moved.
part 7, the lies counseling. Let's not go to her anymore. And he said, hey, with a lot of grace. She triggered a lot of demons within that relationship. She really did. Up to the point where he told me, he said, hey, I think she's biased. I really want a male to do our counseling. Let's not go to her anymore. And I agreed. I told him, I said, if you feel that way, I do want the both of us to be comfortable. So if you do feel that she is biased, or, if you don't think she's the best fit, we can most definitely move forward with another counselor.
A female premarital counseling is the worst mistake that you could ever make, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it is the worst mistake that you could ever do. Do not never in your life get a female premarital counselor, because yes, they are going to be very biased, especially if they're single. Especially if they're a single premarital counselor, they're going to be very biased. I ain't lying. So don't do it. Just don't do it. Just go to a therapist. Don't go to no premarital counselor. Don't go to no pastor of a church. Don't do that. Just go to an actual therapist, man, because they work way better than them bootleg people out there. Speak on the salute.
So we tried allowing my cousin and his wife to counsel us. And then that.
Oh my God. Now she talking about his cousin and the wife. Oh my God. Oh Lord. No.
That's when I broke the ice and I told them, y'all, this man is literally an habitual liar. Like, he is a liar. And
he's not a habitual liar, but he's a compulsive liar for real.
I don't know if I am taking the right step here. They told me that I should basically investigate on why he's lying like this. And what, like, in other words, ask him, why does he feel like he needs to lie to you? And then build from there. And they worked with us. Now, his reason to all of us for why he was lying was because he knew that in order to keep a woman of my caliber, he knew that he was going to have himself together. He knew that.
Go ahead.
And what dawned on me so crazy was that I had dated men that didn't have a dime to their name, and they still was honest and they still was trustworthy. And then I turned around and got crossed up with a man that did nothing but lie to me. He was paying some bills, but I deserved better. So, and all in all, marriage counseling did not work for us. Well,
hold up, man. Oh my God. Okay. So you mean you mean to tell me that he was doing everything possible as a man to provide for you, because that is his position, is to provide and protect, right? And once again, like I stated on all my lives, the reason why women are be in relationships is because they want to be in relationship for stability purposes. So if that man was doing that, if he was providing you with stability, why is him being a compulsive liar a deal breaker for you at this point? Why? Let's be realistic about this as well too. Everyone lies. Everyone lies. I lie. Everyone in the chat lies. She lies. Everybody lies for various purposes, for various reasons. Okay. Not everyone is 100% truthful about things. Okay. The only reason why is because that is through normal human emotions. Whenever we lie about things, normally we typically lie about things to protect something about either ourselves or about a certain situation. So everyone lies about something. Everyone, everyone. So I'm confused about if this dude is doing the things that he's supposed to be doing. Obviously, you say he's provided for you. Obviously, he must be doing a really, really good job for some intimacy because you're pregnant by this dude. So obviously, he's doing everything right other than being a compulsive liar. So why is that a deal breaker? My second question is why, as I said it earlier, if this was such a deal breaker, right, why you just didn't end the relationship? Why go through all this? I'm pretty sure that when y'all with y'all first premarital counseling, normally premarital counseling costs roughly about $150, $200, somewhere around there, unless you use your copay through your insurance through your job. Okay, but even then, you're still spending money to do this. So you sitting up here spending money, investing time, energy, knowing good way this dude is doing this to you, you feel uncomfortable about that. So why not just exit out the relationship? Once again, this is another woman who have ways to escape the relationship, but she chooses not to do it for whatever crazy ass reason. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with y'all modern day women, y'all behavior, y'all mindset, because it does weird to me. It is so crazy. But let's continue. And I am going to judge that woman, damn it. I'm sure I am. I'm sure I am, because she cutting up right now. I'm going to judge that woman.
Premarital counseling. It did not work for us. I prayed. I got through it. He went to every doctor's appointment with me, for the kid. He was there every step of the way. And I said to myself, I said, you know what? Like, I'm going to take this chance. It was stupid. It was the dumbest thing. But once again, this was on me. This was totally on me. So I knew that I was dealing with a liar.
So if you knew that this is on you and you take accountability for that, then why are you doing this damn series? Oh, I'm just doing this series early because Risa did it and it just sounded real good. And so I wanted to get my flowers too, just like Risa did. I want to get my money too, just like Risa did. So that's why I'm doing it. So instead of the series being the lies he told, it should be the series, the lies she kept on going. That's what it should be. The lies she allowed to keep going. That's what it should be about. I'm just saying.
I knew the things that he lied about. That was one thing. But I also told him, like, hey, don't lie to me about nothing else. Like, let's not do that. So now I want to take you into meeting his mom. Part 8, the lies he told. So at this time, I tell him, like, hey, I really want to go ahead and meet your mom. We, at least at this point, anywhere between 2 to 3 months in the game. I said, hey, I really feel like it's time that I meet your mom. You've met my family. I've met only your father. I've met a couple of your cousins when we was over there visiting with your daddy. So let me meet your mom. He tells me, babe, remember I told you my mom is a doctor and, her availability is a little tight. I said, okay, cool. I said, but still, I really do need to meet her. Now, prior to me meeting her, when he told me that his mama was a doctor, when I found out his mama name, I did a Google search because he told me that she owned her own practice and she did, it was like she was like a primary care physician. Like she did everybody, babies, adults, she was just a PCP all around, but she had her own practice. Now I looked up all practices in Houston, Texas and surrounding areas. Her name did not come up as being a physician. Her name did not come up as being someone that owned their own practice. So I was concerned about that as well. And so he contacted her. He never told me like a date and a time that we were going to meet. One Saturday, I was at home. I probably was laying in the bed. He called me because he was at work at Philadelphia, and he said, babe, my mom, she gon' pull up. If you want to meet her, you know, you can come on through. Bet, I'm on my way. Put on clothes, got up there, and his mama came roughly shorter after I got there. Excuse me. I said, I walked outside, I went and met her, and I said, hi, it's so nice to meet you. He said, Mama, this is Jillian. Jillian, this is my mama. I said, it's really nice to meet you. She looked me up and down, and her first question to me was, who is your OBGYN? Ma'am, hello? How you doing, ma'am? Who's your OBGYN? I said, Dr. Kathy Sander at Kelsey Sebo, one of the best in the nation. Okay, I know some folks over at Kelsey Sebo. I can always make a phone call if I need to. Now, at the time, I'm looking because I'm saying to myself, oh, maybe she's just concerned about the well-being of her grandchild, and if something were to ever happen, maybe, you know, if I needed assistance or something, she could make a phone call. That's not what that was at all. Not what that was at all. After she asked that question, I said, oh, okay. And she said, so I have another question though. You and him, y'all met pretty fast. You already pregnant by him? Trying to insinuate that there is no way that I could be pregnant by her child. Ma'am, it done been 2 or 3 months. We have been...
By her child? Do you mean by y'all child? Goodness.
Part 8, the lies he told.
My bad, y'all.
One Saturday, I was at home. I probably was laying in the bed. He called me because he was at work at Philadelphia, and he said, I heard because now you asking inappropriate questions. We have been... Not what that was at all. After she asked that question, I said, oh, okay. And she said, so I have another question though. You and him, y'all met pretty fast. You already pregnant by him? Trying to insinuate that there is no way that I could be pregnant by her child. Ma'am, it done been 2 or 3 months. We have been back to back, ma'am. So yeah, this is baby. This most definitely his baby. Ain't nobody else been at my house but your son. Yes, ma'am, this is your baby. So that had already put a bad sour taste in my mouth about her, because now you asking inappropriate questions in our first conversation.
Them questions wasn't inappropriate at all. She was trying to figure this whole timeline out, because let's keep in mind again, she said that this happened during COVID, right? Everything's supposedly supposed to be on shutdown and all this other stuff, but allegedly in her universe, everything is as live and well and open. Shoot, him working at the restaurants, that's open. Shoot, her going out and about, you know, that's open. Everything is open in her universe, in her mind. And so the question she asked, I mean, it's pretty valid questions. I don't see nothing wrong with it. You know, probably her approach may be kind of, as I call Kevin Samuel-ish, meaning that it was just really direct. You know, she really wasn't trying to be friendly with you, as, you know, you're trying to allegedly make this situation seem out to be, you know. And another thing too, when she was explaining this, that remind me of another thing about crooked letter women, all right? That remind me of another thing about crooked letter women. Another thing about crooked letter women is that they hate dudes' mothers. Why they had that mindset, I have no earthly idea, but they hate dudes' mothers. They cannot get along with they dudes' mothers at all, period. They can get along with the father. As you can see, this dude just got real acquainted with his father, and she already gave her phone number to the father. That's what these weird crooked letter Mississippi women be doing. They'll literally give out their phone number to the father, but can't get along with the mom. That's how weird they are. But and she getting mad at her for asking simple questions. Boy, I tell you.
Section at that. So I had a little trouble trying to have respect for a woman that was so disrespectful to me at the very first attempt. So later on that day, he comes home, or later on that night, he comes home, and I say to him, you know, hey, I didn't really want to bother you about this when you was at work. However, it really bothered me about what your mom said when I met her. And he said, well, what did she say? Because I really wasn't kind of paying attention. And granted, he was not. He was at work, so he kind of left us alone a couple of times. And I mean, after she said what she said, I kind of like walked off, and I was like, all right, I'm about to go ahead and go on back to the house, because that's weird. I remember calling my mama and telling my mama, hey, I met Jared mama. Boom, this is what she said. My mama was like, what type of bullshit is that? My mama, y'all ignorant, and I'm gonna get to her too. So, I told him, I said, I ain't really appreciate that. He asked me what she said. I ran it to him, and he said, babe, I had already told you I really didn't want you to meet him. He always referred to her as her first name. He never really called her mom. He never did. So I said, okay.
And so she the one who pushed for him to meet his mom, even though he kept telling you over and over again, look, man, me and my mom, we're not on the best terms. As a matter of fact, we on first name basis. She said, oh, no, babe, since she met my parents, I got to meet yours. It's up her forced him to do it. He like, all right, say less. You want to meet her, all right. And then when she met the mom right now, she feeling some type of way about it. Your mom did this and that to me. Well, I told you she was going to do that. You didn't want to listen. Well, I didn't want to listen because you're a liar. Oh, okay, whatever.
Hey, I said, I understand that you told me that she really didn't like any of your past relationships or past women or whatever. However, I am going to be the mother of your first child. Like, does that not ring a bell to her? I said, is she not gonna be like the grandmama type, you know, somebody that we would be able to rely on to like help us with the kid? He said, oh yeah, she'll be good for that. I'm sure she's pretty excited about the baby, but this all just happened so fast. Granted, it did happen so fast. Okay.
Then that is not the grandmother or the grandfather's responsibility to help take care of your kids. That's that old modern day women, beta male-ish energy. Bull crap. That is not their responsibility. Their responsibility was for them to raise their own kids to the best of their ability. And once after they raised y'all and got y'all the hell up out of the house, they supposed to be chilling, enjoying their life. They're supposed to be sitting up here babysitting y'all kids and all this stuff there. No, like for what? That's your responsibility as a grown adult. You decide to lay up that dude and procreate that dude. That's your responsibility. Take care of your kids. Stop doing that bull crap. Stop doing that bull crap. I'm just saying. Now, if she volunteered one day and say, hey, bring my grandbaby over here. I watch him, you know, blah, blah. If that's what she want to do, that's cool, but that's not her responsibility. Goofy.
Cool. I said, no problem. So I get on the phone, you know, me and his daddy, we chopping it up, and I tell his daddy, I said, you know, hey, you know, I met his mom, you know, where does she work at? Because Jared told me she's a doctor, and she had the audacity to be asking me all about my physician name and stuff like that. I said, so, you know, what's her deal? He said, man, that's just who she is, bro. That's just who she is. She always been like that. He said, but wait a minute now. She ain't no damn doctor. I'm going to tell you that now. He said, if anything, she's an LVN. I said, an LVN? He said, man, that girl a damn nurse. She ain't no, he said, I don't even think she's a registered nurse. I said, no, bro, this woman got to be a doctor. She got to be a doctor. Like, ain't no way this man that told me that his mama is a damn doctor and she's a damn LVN or an RN. His daddy never lied to me. Do you hear me? His daddy never lied to me. Come to find out, his mama was an RN going to school to be a nurse practitioner at the time that I met him. When I tell you.
So what is wrong with that?
When I had that conversation with his daddy, I waited a couple of days or so. And I asked him, he was driving me somewhere. And I asked him, I said, your mama a doctor where again? He said, remember, you know, I told you she got her own practice or whatever. I said, your mama RN. Your daddy told me your mama RN. He said, no, my mama most definitely a doctor. I said, okay, babe. I said, call your mama right now. Call her on the phone right now. And he did. But he did not put his mama on speakerphone. But I seen him.
She literally demanded this dude to call his mama on the phone like that's her child. She's up here telling a grown ass man, call him on the phone right now. Call him on the phone. I told y'all these Mississippi women is don't do it, cause they're a rare breed.
Down his mama number. He said, "Mom."
Then this dude set up here literally was a simp. Allegedly, according to her story, this dude was a straight up simp and went on and did it. And okay, I call her. Man, I wish a woman would tell me that. Call him on the phone. Call him.
What you tell me you was in school for? She obviously answered. I have no idea what she said to him. And she asked him, why you asked me that? He said, I just couldn't remember what you told me you was going to school for. He hung up. I said, so is she a doctor or not? He said, she's in school to get her master's in nursing. I said, so she's not an MD. Your mama ain't no doctor. I said, so that's not making any sense to me. Once again now, that's another lie that he told that he could have killed. Why in the world would you tell somebody that your mama is a full ass MD when she ain't nothing but a damn RN? Why would you say that? Part 9, I'm going back to the timeline of our relationship, but I had to get that out about me meeting his mama. Part 9, the lies he told. I stated at the very end of part 8 that I was going to get back to the timeline of our relationship so that I can really get down to the nitty-gritty of why I am doing this testimony. I do want to clarify a couple of things before I start part 9, however, because I do.
First of all, this is not even no testimony. We're just gonna be real about it, but let's go. Then another thing too, like if y'all notice this, y'all notice that I'm giving this particular story a way different energy than I did with recent video. The reason why I'm giving this different energy is because I know that her story is some bull crap. I know it is, without a shadow of doubt. So I'm just treating it for what it is. So that's why I'm not holding back on nothing with her, because I know she lying. I know she making up this whole story. She telling the full truth about the events happening in the story and everything. I know. But at least with Risa, at least her lies was at least believable and entertaining to the point where she's telling the actual story where, it'll still captivate you and pull you into the whole narrative. But hers, it does some bullcrap for real. It does some straight up ratchet, get old bullcrap. That's why I'm treating it as it is. At this point, this thing has become another podcast episode of me talking about modern day women now. That's exactly what it is down. And that's why y'all see in the chat, my moderators keep saying, Urban, please do not go in on her. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Because they know I am. And I'm like, I'm trying my best not to, but the more she tells a story, the more ratchet to get, and the more it just start triggering me. So let's go. Part 9.
Do see all of your comments, the negative ones and the positive ones. To address a couple of the negative ones, I understand that you may be confused.
Then she come right off again addressing these trolls. That's how you know she is lying. Because if you tell them the truth, you don't have to justify your story. You don't have to explain nothing because it is what it is. But every single time she got the, okay. Let me clarify some stuff because y'all saying that. The reason why is because people in her chat, instead of calling out, they probably do the same as that thing I'm doing, analyzing the hell out of this and say, hold up, man, this some bullcrap right here. You tripping. So now she want to confront the trolls as though it's the one who trolling her is the problem, but it's not. It's your ratchet cricket letter one self.
Now, part 9, however, because I do see all of your comments, the negative ones and the positive ones. To address a couple of the negative ones, I understand that you may be confused. Maybe you're expecting me to be exactly like Miss Risa Tisa. That's not.
But bring it back.
Do see all of your comments, the negative ones and the positive ones. To address a couple of the negative ones, I understand that you may be confused. Maybe you're expecting me to be exactly like Miss Risa Tisa. That's not going to happen. I'm a totally different woman and I have a totally different story. It may sound similar, but trust and believe, hands were thrown in mine to the point where almost was.
What?
What?
Come again?
What?
So you think that your story is different because in your story you got domestic violence in it now? But to be honest, it still sounds like Risa's story. It sound like you plagiarizing Miss Risa's story. I ain't lying, it really do. It sound like you literally plagiarizing her story and just making it as ratchet as possible, to be honest. But oh Lord Jesus.
Ones. I understand that you may be confused. Maybe you're expecting me to be exactly like Miss Risa Tisa. That's not going to happen. I'm a totally different woman and I have a totally different story. It may sound similar, but trust and believe, hands were thrown in mine to the point where almost was some killing happening. So I'll get to that. But you know,
Not murdering.
What?
Not murdering, not you confessing a murdering crime on social media. Oh Lord.
What?
let me just be clear that I'm gonna tell this story the way that I'm gonna tell it. And if you can't stick around for it, try to go and watch somebody else, because it looks like a lot of women now are coming out with their own story. So thank you for sticking around how you have. But
Hey, and I'm here for it. All y'all modern day women who coming out with these stories talking about these dudes, bring them out, because I'm gonna review every last one of them too, and I'm gonna expose every last one of y'all little ratchet stories, sitting up here lying and stuff, sitting up here over exaggerating the truth and making up stuff. I'm going to expose the hell out of y'all for real. I am. I really am. I am. So bring them all.
I'm gonna keep moving, pushing forward. Another thing that I want to clarify, I see a lot of people are still confused about the whole car situation with the tag. That was his mama's car. That was his mama's tag. Okay. The alleged baby was not his real daughter. His dad told me that, and I confirmed that that was not his real baby. I also confirmed that he was never married. I have also confirmed that he never owned a house with his ex-wife. I confirmed that his ex-wife was not in Germany teaching. I have confirmed a lot of things so far. So if you
So everything is this dude's fault. What the hell? No accountability on her part whatsoever. But go ahead.
hadn't gotten caught up, try to watch parts 1 through 8. And now we're going back to part 9. All right. So moving along with the timeline, it's all screwed up, guys. It's extremely screwed up. I don't have dates. I'm gonna just be honest. Just keep in mind, my initial meeting with him was January 5th. By the end of January or the beginning of February, we met at my house to have pizza, to have a discussion. We did have a one-night stand that night. He never left.
Oh my God. Met up. Now she's saying they met up, they had pizza, and they had a one night stand. Now, throughout all these parts, she never mentioned that they had a one night stand. All she did is that they met up, had pizza, Netflix, and chilled. That's how it happened. Then later on the parts, we all of a sudden found out that she was pregnant. So
He gradually started moving things in over a course of time.
Then this dude started moving in after she got allegedly pregnant. He just said, "Forget it. I don't have a place to stay. I'm a hobo. I don't got no place to stay. So I want to move in with you." Which that absolutely did not make any sense, because she didn't mention where this dude stayed at. She never mentioned if this dude had his own place, because allegedly he He have his own job. If he's working at a 4.5 star restaurant as a manager, he's making money. Okay, so uh, mm.
February 28th, we got engaged. In March, sometime in March, I met his mom. Let's not forget, I had already met the dad in February. And so around April, Mayish, we are trying to do premarital counseling. So that's the timeline of the events right there. Also in March, we did go to Mississippi to meet my family. So that's the timeline right there. Short, sweet, simple. Don't.
And keep in mind, within the one narrative of a timeline, this is happening when COVID is running rapid right now. All right, so keep that in mind. Keep in mind that the state of Texas is closed now due to COVID, but she's traveling to Mississippi and all the stuff there. So keep that in mind as well too. Keep that in mind when they issue out a shelter in place and everything now. So keep that in mind.
Don't add none to it. Don't take none away from it. It's cool. We got married June 29th, 2020. Before we got married, there are a couple of things that I want to note before the marriage started. Both of us have always had 2 cellular devices, one personal, one for work. I assumed that his second phone was always from work. He told me that the co-owners of Phil and Derek's bought that phone for him, and that's his work phone. That's where he get his work emails. That's where customers can call to make reservations in with him, leave bad reviews, whatever the case may be. I literally believed all of that. Come to find out, that was a lie. That was another phone that man had that he was paying the bill on, because I could never understand why that phone kept getting cut off. He could not handle 2 phone bills. Because mind you, he's still paying all of my household bills. He paying everything. However, I am the type to go through the phones. I am. So I'm going to get to that a little bit later.
Y'all already know what I'm finna ready to say. Y'all already know. So let me. Oh my God. So let me get this straight. You are allowing this man to pay all your bills. You're allowing this man to pay all your bills to the point where he can't even afford to pay his bills. So you mean to tell me that if you say that you love this dude, right? You mean to tell me that you couldn't pay this dude's cell phone bill for him since he is covering all the other bills? Huh? Is that what you're saying? That he's good enough to pay all your bills and knowing good and well that he has exhausted his funds paying all your bills and he can't afford to pay his cell phone bill because of you? And you can't take over that cell phone bill on his behalf? What the hell?
What?
Hell no. No. Mm-mm.
It's just fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
Mm-mm-mm.
So before marrying him, I said in
Bro, that's diabolical for real, man. I ain't lie, that's diabolical.
the tub one night, and this will be extremely hard for me to get out. So just bear with me. The night before I married that man, I had already been praying. I had already been asking God, please fix him. And I know that's the wrong prayer. I do.
Hell yeah, that
I
is.
ain't no weak Christian. Now I'm pretty put together, but at that time in my life, I was vulnerable. I desired to be married. I really did. I said, God, I have been praying for this man. I have been praying for this relationship. I have been praying over this baby that isn't here yet. I do really, really care for him. And I really think and really know that he cares for me and my son. And I was talking about my oldest at the time. I said, so I need a sign. I need you to let me know if this is my husband or not. Immediately in my spirit, I felt no. I heard an audible voice tell me, this is not your husband. No. My mom was in town. My mom and my sister, they were at the house with me. And I never told them this. But God told me no. He told me no. And that next day, I still went along with it.
Uh-oh. Sound like she feels ready to cry, y'all. She feels ready to cry to solidify her bullshit.
It's just fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
Go ahead, strong, independent black woman.
And the sign that God gave me after telling me no was him coming home. And we had a disagreement about something. And he looked at me and he said, you ain't got to marry me if you don't want to. That should have been my chance there to say, you know what? Matter of fact, I'm probably not. We can go ahead and call all this shit off.
Nah, your chance was back a month ago. After when you had that one night stand with that dude, after when that dude was lying to you about this stuff, that should have been the scapegoat right then and there. That's when it should have happened. But now, you desire that. See, here's another thing too that's interesting is that these type of modern day women, they want to hide behind this thing of saying that they want to be married, right? But in reality, it's not about marriage. It's about stability. They want the dude to take care of them, period. That's where it boils down to. They don't want to take on the responsibility of being a grown ass adult. That's where it boils down to. And so they want another human to do that on their behalf while they behave as a damn child. That is what it is. Let's call it for what it is. Let's call a spade for real. That's what it is.
I was the one that paid for the ceremony at the judge's office because we didn't get married at a courthouse. We got married at a law firm. Y'all know that attorneys are judges, so.
What? What the fuck? What? Hold up.
What?
Since when this attorney is a judge?
What?
Especially in the state of Texas. What the? And keep in mind, once again, y'all, this is happening during COVID, okay? So at this time, and I know this without a shadow of a doubt, because I work for the state. At this time, the whole state of Texas, the government office and everything is shut down. They're not taking no one. It wasn't no judges there. It wasn't no one. Everyone was the only way you could get in contact with a government official if they did a Zoom. But even then, they shut down everything. They wasn't doing no court cases. They wasn't doing no civil case. They wasn't doing nothing. So how in the world did this woman get married? Now she's up here talking about they went to a lawyer. A lawyer do not have the authorization to marry you legally. What the? Oh my goodness. Why? But that's why I'm giving her this energy now, because I know that she's lying now. I know she's making this story up.
Was him coming home, and we had a disagreement about something. And he looked at me and he said, you ain't got to marry me if you don't want to. That should have been my chance there to say, you know what? Matter of fact, I'm probably not. We can go ahead and call all this shit off. I was the one that paid for the ceremony at the judge's office because we didn't get married at a courthouse. We got married at a...
So why he didn't pay for it? If he's already paying for all your bills, right, like you said, allegedly, right, and he's still working, why he didn't pay for the wedding? Or at least y'all go half on it and pay for it, something like that. Why? But like I say, she doing her best to make it seem like this dude is the actual villain in the story, but this dude is not the villain. He is not. This dude is literally not the villain in the story at all, period. Normally at this point, I would say that this, that even the dude will resemble mental behavior, like a sociopath or whatever. But he don't even resemble that. Based on what she telling me, he don't even resemble no type of mental disorder whatsoever. He's not a sociopath or anything like that. But her, on the other hand, shoot.
Law firm. Y'all know that attorneys are judges, so
Attorneys are judges. Wow.
or judges are attorneys. I'm sorry. So we got married.
Now don't try to clear it up. Judges, oh Lord. Now she got my head hurting now.
At his law firm office. We could only have a maximum of 12. His dad and his stepmom were the only two that showed up. His
At a law firm office.
mother was not in attendance. But God had already showed me in so many ways from the lies and from the behavior that was coming that he was not meant to be my husband. I moved extremely fast with this man. I fell for the okie doke. I was stupid. I was confused as well. I was extremely vulnerable. And my heart felt that we could make it work. My heart felt that. Don't ever listen to your heart. Don't ever listen to your heart. Listen to God. Listen to God, because God will never, ever fail you. And now I would like to move on to part 10 to take you through, after the ceremony, everything that occurred until the end of my divorce.
You know something? I'm looking at I'm on TikTok right now, looking at the comments of this current video, and all she got is nothing but these modern day feminist women agreeing with her on this story. All of them disagreeing with her, like, yeah, girl, we believe you. Yeah, girl, man, yeah, stay strong, and all this other dumb stuff. Stay strong, yeah, blah 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 blah. But they not even questioning not once about all these loopholes in her story. They're not questioning nothing about it. Nothing about it whatsoever. Crazy. All right. So part 10. So part 10 is going to be the part where we're going to stop at. All right. Now I know but we probably go all the way to part 20 because there's only 20 episodes on her. So I know we could probably do that in one night, but I don't want to do that one night because I want to keep you in suspense. So part 10 will be the last episode that we're gonna view. Then we'll pick it back up tomorrow morning with the remainder parts. All right. So part 10. Here we go.
Part 10, the lies he told. So, right after the
Lord, she started off aggressive on this one. Lord Jesus. All right, go ahead.
Part 10, the lies he told. So, right after the ceremony, we go to this restaurant in the Woodlands. It was a seafood restaurant. We got married on a Sunday.
Shout out to the Woodlands, Texas on the boys. Woodlands is what it is, man.
And my mom and my sister, they had to fly back out. So it was just me, him, my father-in-law, and my mother-in-law, like the stepmother-in-law. I guess that's how you would phrase it. And so we're there. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm in La La Land. I'm like, you know what? I'm finally married. I'm Mrs. Such and Such. And I said, this feels amazing. We went home that night, do what lovers do. And
do what lovers do, clap hands. Okay.
You know, we moving on with life. I'm currently working from home. You know, I'm pregnant. My boss at the time was like, hey, I don't want you to come in. I don't need you to be exposed. You know, I want you and the baby to, you know, be okay. So
that is not what her boss said. Her boss had to follow COVID protocols. Okay. So they had issued a work from home order for every company because they shut down a lot of buildings. They shut down everything. So come on now, be for real.
So as time moves on, he was still actively working. He would come home, you know, things were on the up and up. Then all of a sudden one day I got a messenger message from a young lady for purposes of this story. Her name is Erica. And Erica reached out and said, would you divorce your husband if he was cheating on you? And she just kept typing, like kept hitting. And
Does sound random, huh? All right, go ahead.
it went to my message request, so I didn't initially see it at first. And so she was like, I really need you to contact me. I need you to hit me up. Is there any way that I can get your number? She just going. And I'm like, man, who is this woman? Who is this? So by the time I get to like her Facebook page or whatever, I get her full name and I ask Jared, I say, Jared, do you know this woman? He tells me, yeah, that's a stalker bitch. I said, a stalker bitch? He said, yeah, man. I was fucking with that girl for a little minute, man, and she just downright crazy. She done hit up every woman that I done been with since her. Don't pay her no mind, yada, yada, yada. I said, okay. And I said, so how she get my information? Because you got her blocked on. He told me she was blocked on everything. He said, man, I don't know. She probably went to my daddy page, seen your...
The same exact way how you was sitting up here being the Spectre Gadget on everybody else's page. That's how she got your information. All right, it is nothing shocking about that. Protect y'all digital fingerprint, y'all, from predators like this woman and other people.
Name, because his daddy did post pictures nonstop of me. Always posted pictures of us together, posted pictures of our marriage, posted pictures of me. When I would post pictures, he would repost the pictures. Just, I mean, was my dog for real. Still to this day, my nigga. And so I said, okay, that's kind of strange. So I responded back to her, being the woman that I am, coming woman to woman. Hey sis, I'm Mrs. such and such, Mrs. MRS period, being the biggest dumb bitch in the world. I said, I know my motherfucking man. He go to work, he come home, he ain't, I already know that you a stalker. I know this, that, and the third. And so I blocked him. This woman did try reaching out to me on Instagram later on, in the story, all of that type of stuff. And I am going to get back to her. So something led me to start going through his devices.
Maybe insecurities led you to start going through his devices. Definitely insecurities.
He did have 2 phones, one personal, one work phone. So I would always go through his phone when he was asleep. The reason I started going through his phone was because the phones would start vibrating in the middle of the night. Who calling you at 3 o'clock? Who calling you at 3? People were texting and contacting him from text-free numbers. I would try to call the number back. It would say, welcome to text-free, or however the little audio go when they don't answer the phone. So I'm like, all right, that's strange. Who are all these numbers, these random numbers? I had no idea who these people were. And at the time, I didn't even know if it was multiple people. I just thought that it might have been the crazy woman that he claimed was a stalker bitch. Come to find out, that wasn't the case at all. It wasn't the case. So I would still go and visit him, like at the restaurant and things like that. And one night he came home and he said, babe, I'm about to start applying for other jobs. I said, what's wrong with Phil and Derek's? He was like, to be honest with you, babe, I ain't trying to be up there no more. I said, okay. He said, they working me like a Hebrew slave. I need to make adjustments because you're about to get ready to have this baby, because my due date was November 15th. He said, so I need to make sure that I am at a place where I can get FMLA, because believe it or not, he did tell me that at Phil and Derek's, he did not have any insurance benefits whatsoever. And I believed him because, I mean, it was, I ain't gonna even say that come in because y'all will fire me up about that. But, more businesses that are us's, they don't offer a lot of benefits. Sometimes you can barely get paid. Sometimes. So he started actively looking for other positions. He finally landed at Fish City Grill in Sugar Land, Texas. We at the time lived on the border of Cypress, Texas. So Sugarland is a hike. It ain't that bad, but it ain't down the street either. Phil and Derek's wasn't down the street either, but you know. All right. And so he says, babe, I got an interview. They're going to be paying me, I want to say that man told me they were going to be paying him $65,000 a year. It was going to come with benefits, insurance, FMLA. So it worked out perfect. I said, okay, babe, that's perfect. He said, so when this lease is up here, I will commute right now, which he did. He commuted for a good 4 or 5 months. He said, I will start commuting, but when the lease is up, let's try to look for a house, and then, you know, maybe we can find something that'll be closer out that way. See, the thing about a narcissist is they'll try to isolate you from your family, because my family lives out here in Cyprus. Yes.
So how's this dude a narcissist? We didn't listen to parts 1 through 10, and I have not heard anything resembling this dude being a narcissist until you said it right now. He may be a liar, but he's not no narcissist. So you're kind of more of a narcissist than he is, but it's neither here nor there.
Yes, I'm from Mississippi, but my Mississippi family, they're out here. My help is out here. I said, okay, babe, we married. So, you know, I'm like, all right, I'm going to support you. You know, we going to do such and such. So he starts working at Fish City Grill. When he starts working at Fish City Grill, one beautiful day in October, I am headed out for not only a nail appointment, but I am headed out for to vote. It was voting time. I don't even know who I was going to vote for, but I was going to vote. I get to the 3rd stair in the townhome. I slip and fall, and I roll over. And when I pick my leg up, my foot was hanging like Dak Prescott was. I had broke my ankle in 3 places. There was no one at home with me. He was in Sugarland and Fish City Grill. The God thing about this is that I had my key in my hand that had the fob to the garage, so that anybody that needed to come through, they could come through the garage, whether there was the paramedics, anybody in my family. So I immediately called my cousin, Coco. And Coco said,
So you broke your ankle in 3 places, and your first train of thought is to call your family instead of call the ambulance.
hey, what's up? I am in pain. I'm crying. And I tell her,
And why do our stories sound strangely familiar with Risa? Because Risa said the same exact thing, but the only difference is that her story dealt with her having a miscarriage, and it was the same exact situation where, you know, they had to do all this whatever stuff is. So
I just fell down the stairs. I'm about to give birth by November 15th. It had to be like October, maybe 20th. Don't quote me on a date. And I said, I just fell. I fell down the stairs. She like, oh shit, I'm on my way. She calling 911. They both make it around the same time. They get me up on the stretcher.
why she could have called 911? Why your family had to call 911 on your behalf? Lord Jesus.
She's on the phone with Jared. She's like, hey, she just fell down the stairs. He's panicking. He's like, okay, I'm on my way. I'm coming to get there. I'm going to be there. I get to the emergency room. It takes him quite a while to get there because he's coming from Sugarland. And I'll finish the story in part 11.
And another part that I want to bring to your attention too is that, remember on Risa's story, right? Her story was very similar. Risa was saying that she was having a miscarriage and stuff, right? But Legion was all the way across another part of town too, where it's gonna take him a while to get there. Y'all remember that? So allegedly, this is the same exact situation that's happening with her and Jerry. Jerry is all the way across town. Now, when she talking about over there at Sugarland and stuff, it's almost roughly about 45 minutes or so away from Cyprus, whatever. So she set up her literally mimicking Risa storyline. The only difference is that she's well, allegedly both of them are still pregnant because at the time Risa was still pregnant, but she was having a miscarriage and she had to be rushed to the hospital. But she ended up she ended up breaking her ankle and had to be rushed to the hospital. And the same situation, she ended up calling someone to come get her, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it it'll sound suspicious to me. But that is part 10, y'all. So we are going to pick up on part 11 tomorrow, okay? We're going to do part 11, and we should finish this on tomorrow, all right? So appreciate y'all tuning in to the stream. So far, what do y'all think about this story with Jillian and the lies he told? How y'all feel about it? Do y'all feel that her story is truthful? Is it valid? Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Because so far, I'm calling cap on all this bull crap. Because it's like she, yeah, it's as y'all women say, it's not given. It's not giving truth. It's not giving truth at all. So it's more like the lie she is telling right now. So that's how I feel about it. But we're gonna want to continue to review this. We're gonna review the final parts tomorrow morning. So make sure y'all got y'all notifications set when I do go live, so you won't miss that stream. All right. So other than that, y'all, thank y'all so much for everyone who's tuned into the stream and watching this, on everyone who pulled up on. Like I always, thank my moderators, the hottest moderators on the YouTube streets, as well too, for pulling up and showing out like they always do. Appreciate everyone else who are going to catch the replay of this, and I appreciate everyone who's watching in the bushes and everyone who shared me out as well too. All right. So other than that, I will see y'all again tomorrow, and we'll continue this thing. Y'all have a real good night, and peace out, y'all. Peace out.